stopped at letter E.
I now call this Bryan Independent School District Board meeting to order. Let the record show that a quorum of board members is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. The time is now 6 p.m. I want to wish a warm welcome to everyone that is present. Crowded boardroom tonight. We love to see all of our parents here and our students being recognized. I ask that you please turn off all the sounds on your electronic devices, and let's stand for the pledges, please. Our first pledge to the American flag will be from Bonham Elementary.
And parents, get where you can so that you can take pictures.
Hi, my name is Lori Emery. I am the very proud sponsor of Bonham Student Council, all fourth grade members, and just let me give them a chance to say who they are.
My name is Kush Patel.
My name is Amelia Scoggins.
My name is Damian Castillo.
My name is Aiden Jones.
My name is Trinity Branham. My name is Honey Lopez.
My name is Mariah Robinson.
My name is Caitlin Pack.
My name is Miley Alvarez.
My name is Liliana Fajardo.
Now we'll have our Texas pledge from Bowen Elementary.
Hi, everybody. I'm Amanda Valdivia, assistant principal at Bowen Elementary. These are our beautiful Bowen Bobcats. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Ellis Guess.
Julia Robertson.
Malaya Lopez. Imani Macon.
Janet Edwards Robertson.
Parker Powell.
Luke McGee.
Logan Van Nest.
Lane Van Nest.
Lane Barker.
Kai Johnson.
Thank you all for having us. Nice job, guys.
Thank you to our students. Great job. At this time, we're going to shift the agenda just a little. We're going to go out of order. So we're going to go ahead and go to item number 4 on our agenda, and that's recognition of advanced academic students. And that's going to be by our Director of Academic Academy, Dr. Christina Richardson, lead counselor at Rudder High School, Shannon Adams, and IB AP Program Coordinator, Sarah Patterson.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. So the beginning, we're going to call awards by campus, and then we'll call awards by groups. And students' names are going to appear up on the screen. So students, once your award is called that you have a certificate for, if you'll come up to the repeat screen over here, and you're going to get your picture taken over here, and parents, take as many pictures as you want as well. We have a lot of, it's a fantastic thing. We have a lot of awards, as you can see the crowd here tonight. So let's get started. So the first group that we're going to recognize are our National Recognition Program scholars. These students are being recognized by the College Board for how they scored on PSAT and AP exams, as well as their GPA, and if they identified as a first-generation African-American, Hispanic, or Native American student. And so those students, I'm going to call you up by campus. And once I call your campus, if you will come up, there we go. Slight change of plan. Oh, it's not coming up here. Okay. Rob? Okay, so if the first group could come up, Bryan Collegiate High School with their principal, Tommy Roberts. You can see on the side screens all of the students' name who won this award. So if all of our Bryan Collegiate National Recognition students could come up to the front to be recognized. All right, thank you very much. Congratulations to all of you. All right. So same award. All of our College Board National Recognized students from Bryan High School, please come up with your principal, Lane Boobin. All right, thank you very much and congratulations. National recognition students from Rudder High School, please come up with your principal, Miss Rachel Layton. Congratulations. Okay, the next group of awards I'm going to call up by the award. And so there are 3 levels of AP Scholars. The first is AP Scholar, and these are students who received a score of 3 or better on 3 or more AP exams. And the second award is going to be AP Scholars with Honors. Those are students who have an average of a 3.25 on all exams taken and a 3 or higher on 4 or more of these exams. And then the last one is with Distinction. And these are students who receive an average score of 3.5 on all exams taken and then 3 or higher on at least 5 of these exams. So the first group, this is Rudder and Bryan High students. If you will come up together, this is AP Scholars. So the first word, AP Scholars. Congratulations. All right. Next, AP Scholars with Honors, both Bryan High and Rudder students. If you are being recognized for AP Scholars with Honors, please come up to the front. Congratulations. And our last group of AP Scholars is AP Scholars with Distinction. We know a lot, especially this group, a lot of these students are seniors, so we may not have, they were seniors, they're graduates now. Are there any of our AP Scholars with Distinction here tonight? All right. Congratulations. And now to talk about the capstone program as well as introduce our capstone students is Shannon Adams, the lead counselor at Rudder High School. Oh, and Rachel Layton will introduce capstone first.
Yes. Thank you very much. So looking at the capstone program, the two basically certificates that they can earn, the first one, we'll talk about just getting the AP Seminar and Research, which this is kind of what sets capstone apart, are these two classes that they take that really help prepare them for college. And so on the AP Research, if they got a 3 or higher on the exam, and AP Seminar class, 3 or higher on the exam, and these do take 2 years for them to go through, are the AP Seminar and Research certificate. So Ms. Adams will come call them. We're doing them together. And then the AP Capstone Diploma. With this one on the AP Research, once again, 3 or higher on the exam. AP Seminar, 3 or higher on the exam. And then this was why this one is special. Then for 4 other AP courses, they must make a 3 or higher on those AP exams. And then they earn the AP Capstone Diploma. And so we're proud of all our kids, but exceptionally proud of these kids who make 3 or higher on all these AP exams. So I'll turn it over to Ms. Adams.
So our certificate recipients are Taylor Anderson, Reagan Aponte, Stephanie Esquivel Gonzalez, Natalie Fajardo, Osvaldo Garcia, Michael Hendrick, Jacqueline Palma, Amaya Oldham, Karina Ruiz, and Jessica Vega. Yeah. A lot of our recipients are graduates. However, if we have any current seniors that receive this award, if you'll please step forward. Okay, all in college. And our capstone diploma recipients are Sarah Castillo, Valerie Demas, Caleb Exman, Joe Angel Longoria, Jacqueline Martinez, Abigail Moreno Gonzalez, Asiel Paniagua, and Abigail Ramirez Salazar. If you are here, if you'll please step forward.
And our next award is actually not for an individual student, but an entire team of people. One of our comprehensive high schools earned the distinction as a College Board AP Honor Roll campus. And what this means is they met a certain threshold for college culture, earning college credits, and then college optimization, which means how many AP classes and how many AP tests are they taking. And so we would like to congratulate Principal Rachel Layton and her team at Rudder. You can see that they actually earned on college culture a silver level, college credit a bronze level, and college optimization a platinum level from College Board. All right, and next up, Sarah Patterson is going to talk about our IB diploma program at Bryan High School and the awards those students have achieved.
Okay, so the IB program is in 11th and 12th grade, and so all of these students whose names we're about to call graduated in May. Some of them are here, but many of them are going to college all over the U.S. and all over the world, so they are unable to make it. But they still deserve a lot of celebration. These children took a total of 7 college-level courses in 11th and 12th grade. They did this in English literature, a language acquisition, history, a science, a math, and then an elective course. And then they also completed the course that's called Theory of Knowledge. And so all of these courses are very rigorous. There's a lot of connections between the courses. The students do independently led research and a whole lot of writing in all of those courses. And then on top of that, they also get to write a 4,000-word research paper on the topic of their own choosing. And they complete service and action and community creativity requirements, we call that CAS, throughout that 11th and 12th grade, so that they are well-rounded. They're not just always with their nose in a book. And so we would like to honor those children who did really well in this. They earned at least 24 points, so a minimum of 4 points per exam. And here they are. So we have Stevie Bacher, Louis Gamboa, Russ Gibbs, Quincy Godfrey, Isabella Jackson, Samantha Lamb, Kiana Mishima, Isaac Nidifer, Hannah Price, Melissa Rodriguez, Lillian Smith, Armand Tizer, and Fiona Walsh. So if any of you guys are here, please come forward.
Congratulations. And we have 2 final awards for this evening, for our students, that is. The first one we're going to recognize is our National Merit Commended students. These are students who, in the entire nation are in the top 2 to 3% of scorers. The second award that we're going to recognize is our National Merit semifinalists, and these are students who are scoring in the top 1% of their state. So these students have really worked hard, and they took a lot of care preparing for this test. So our National Merit commended students, if you'll please come up. Camden Adams from Bryan High School, Alexander Basile from Bryan High, and William Gardner from Bryan Collegiate. Congratulations to all of you. And our last award for the evening is National Merit semifinalist Christian Garcia Sanchez from Bryan High School. Thank you, families, for coming tonight, and congratulations to all of our students on all of their accomplishments.
Okay, what a great night. Congratulations to all of those students and especially to the parents. We are so proud of each and every one of them. So now we will go back and resume our agenda, and we will go back to item number 1. Our first item on the agenda is recognize our elementary teachers of the month. Our first teacher is coming from Bonham Elementary. She's going to be introduced by Principal Gloria Garcia Rhodes, and the teacher is Robin Konechny.
Good evening, everyone. As Miss Konechny's coming up, this is Mrs. Robin Konechny. It takes a very special teacher to teach 4-year-olds, and a teacher who is passionate about making a difference in the lives of young children. A teacher who possesses and exhibits plenty of patience with some on reserve and dedication to their students' growth and success. These exceptional qualities describe Mrs. Robin Konechny, pre-K teacher at Bonham. When I say exceptional qualities, I mean this in every sense of the word, because normally teachers spend the first 2 to 3 weeks before school starts getting ready for that first big day, preparing their new classrooms and getting ready to meet their new students. And she did just that, however, at a different campus. You see, Mrs. Konechny joined Bonham Elementary after school had started, 5 days to be exact, due to high enrollment in a pre-K classroom at Bonham. We had 35 students. So she and her assistant came to Bonham after setting up her classroom at her previous campus and welcoming in a class of pre-K students prior to being told she would be needed at Bonham Elementary because we had 35 students in one classroom. With such a positive attitude, Ms. Konechny and her assistant came to Bonham on a Thursday with smiling faces to see the school, meet the kids briefly, And by Monday morning, her classroom was ready to go. She and her instructional assistant were welcoming her new kids and parents that morning. Since that morning, she keeps that same smile and positivity that not only light up her room, but also the students that are in her classrooms. She shows so much passion in her teaching that when you watch her in action, it is visible in a manner in which she positively nurtures, cares, and respectfully interacts with her students as they turn towards their peers in the same manner as it is modeled to them each and every day. Her high expectations and passion shine through in her teaching and her students as she cultivates student curiosity and interest through integrated units that include hands-on learning while allowing the students to be as creative and imaginable as can be. The students adapted to their new classroom quickly, and it is evident that they love Mrs. Konechny as they exchange smiles and hugs throughout the day. The students love learning as they go through their learning stations, excitedly and eager to learn. They love coming to school, and it's because Ms. Konechny and her assistant have created a safe learning environment where they have no fear, and they're safe, feel safe to be themselves. She maintains open lines of communication using Class Dojo, and if you visit her classroom every day, you see various pictures with her children with that same smile that she gave them that very first day she welcomed them in. She has the patience of Job despite the challenges and unexpected occurrences throughout the day, and she handles it all with such grace and dignity. Finally, she's dedicated to her children with such unwavering commitment of their academic, social, and emotional well-being and development. Her desire and devotion to her pre-K students is truly inspiring to those who see her in action. It is with great pride that we honor Ms. Konechny and recognize her as Teacher of the Month for October.
And we want to thank Truist Bank for being here tonight. Next, we will have Jamie Reyes from Bowen Elementary, introduced by Principal Kim Guest.
Hello, good evening. I'm Kim Guest, principal of Bowen Elementary, and it is an honor tonight to celebrate Ms. Jamie Reyes as Bryan ISD's Elementary Teacher of the Month. As an exceptional educator in early childhood special education, that's 4-year-olds, Ms. Reyes embodies the spirit of dedication and compassion that defines our school community. She keeps a strong, positive mindset, creating a nurturing classroom environment where every child can thrive. Jamie is deeply committed to individualized instruction, ensuring that each student that crosses her doorstep receives the support they need to reach their fullest potential. She sets high expectations for the littlest students, and she and her team celebrate every single milestone. As a true servant leader, she goes above and beyond to inspire both her students and her colleagues, consistently giving her best even when the job feels so tough. Please join us in celebrating Mrs. Reyes' incredible contributions and the profound impact she has in the lives of her special education 4-year-old students.
And our secondary teacher of the month, April Lyman, Mary Catherine Harris School, and she'll be introduced by Principal Dr. Karen Casper.
Hello, I think it's kind of fun that the previous two were for 4-year-olds and April is for the very end. So April is our only special education teacher at MC Harris. So if they need special education services, she's the one who's going to provide them. Okay, my contacts are like a little cloudy, and you already know I always talk from the cuff, so it'll really be probably very comfy. All right, so just because she's serves students with special education, she actually serves all of our students because she figured out a way for us to do credit by exams so that when kids come to MC Harris, they can get kind of a quick boost on their credits. She has served our foundation team since we started the process. She was the chair for the first 2 years, and now she's working closely to develop our next co-chair as well as our new members so that we don't lose the momentum that we've gained. So I know that Mrs. Carabine and Dr. Merrill will attest to this, but April was like the person who kept the move to Milam going. For 2 years, she kept that going. She was so all in on the move. She helped orchestrate what we did on our campus for planning our move, what we were going to do when we got to the new building, and making sure that as we are there, that things are continuing to get tweaked. And when I think about the essential 8 characteristics, I was like, well, which ones do I talk about? Because I'm not really sure which ones she doesn't do, because I think she does them all. But like her work ethic is like no other. So there was a coffee stain in the hallway that was there from when we got there. And before y'all came on that Monday or Tuesday morning, she had cleaned that spot on Monday, like scrubbing it out so y'all wouldn't see it. It's like she does things like that. The front flower bed she has made very pretty with the pumpkins and decorated. But here are some things that her peers said about her. They said that April ensures all students have the opportunity to graduate regardless of their limitations. Before school and during her conference, she cleans the grounds. I have seen her outside picking up. She just walks and cleans. She brings items to beautify the campus, the hallways, and the common areas, and she ensures a welcoming atmosphere for everyone. We have a happy hallway and outdoor areas. She's supportive of all students by doing CBEs, and she also helped MC Harris's first entry into the Fiesta Patrias Parade, and we're going to do the Christmas lighted parade, so we're trying to do more. She's been pulling students in and working with them one-on-one to meet their goals for course completions. This teacher said she works tirelessly with students to complete their classes and help them reach graduation. This teacher said an interaction was witnessed when a student had a huge smile on their face and a skip in his step when he was given permission to go to her class for help. She helps fellow peers. When we moved, not everything came originally, so she would go back to the old MC Harris and bring the furniture that they needed that we didn't bring over the first time. She did lots of those trips. Ms. Lyman is always smiling and offering assistance to others. In the afternoon, she can be seen during her conference up front, covering the front office because we are short-staffed in the afternoon, just because of the way life is. And she is up there taking care of it and answering phones and greeting parents and seeing what goes on up front. So we love April, and we're so glad that she's chosen MC Harris. And I could go on forever, but y'all have a long meeting. So congratulations to April for being October Secondary Teacher of the Month.
Next, we will have our Auxiliary Employee of the Month. Coming from the Transportation Department, Ms. Josephine Garrett, and she will be introduced by the Director of Transportation, Ms. Lori Sears.
Okay, let me get my glasses on because I to wear contacts today. All right. I'm Lori Sears, and I'm the Director of Transportation. It's my honor tonight to recognize Josephine Garrett as our auxiliary employee for the month of October. Ms. Garrett's been serving the students of Bryan ISD as a bus driver for a total of 38 years. So let me tell you a little bit about her career. She started in 1982, and then she retired in 2016. But after 6 years of retirement, she returned in 2022. Ms. Garrett's been an outstanding driving record with us. She's been accident-free since she returned. And in 2004, she was involved in a head-on collision in her school bus. That was not her fault, but she avoided being killed in the accident along with the student by maneuvering the bus in a certain way that it prevented it from her to be hit directly head-on. She saved herself, her student, but the bus was totaled. And that's okay. That's okay. Ms. Garrett, you have excellent relationships with your students and your teachers. After the head-on collision, just to show how much those relationships are and how strong they are, a previous student who had been a rider on her bus, who then resided in England, called her to check on her after that accident. And every day, Ms. Garrett treats her students on Route 205 as if they were her own children. Yep. She's teaching them manners, and one of the examples she gave me was girls first. She's growing up young boys to be gentlemen. So the girls get off the bus first, and then the boys. So Ms. Garrett has a spirit of giving and believes in the principle, the more you give, God gives back. Her students and the transportation coworkers have experienced her generosity of giving on numerous occasions, with donuts for our meetings, gifts for birthdays, and Christmas, to name just a few of her generosity. In fact, last year we closed off the transportation conference room so Ms. Garrett could have the room in secret so she could wrap every driver's Christmas present. And then we gave them out at the Christmas party. So nobody went home without a gift. Yep. So that, go ahead. Here's a little, I don't know if everybody knows this fact, but Ruby Halliburton was Miss Garrett's best friend. Mm-hmm. And they did everything together except visiting the casinos. Miss Garrett told Ruby that she didn't want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time if the Lord called her home. So Ruby went gambling without Miss Garrett. When Ruby was called home by the Lord, it was Miss Garrett's birthday. Aww. So Miss Garrett would like the board members to know her career as a school bus driver has given her the opportunity to love kids and teach them to be good people. So thank you, Miss Garrett, for all your service.
Does she have somebody? Yeah, y'all come on up. Yes. Oh, there's Miss Sheila. She can.
Congratulations to our teachers and our auxiliary workers of the month. We're so thankful to have you in our team. Next, we'll have recognition of Terry Clark, Bowen Elementary art teacher. Texas Art Educators Association, TAEA, Elementary Educator of the Year. And she will be introduced by the Director of Fine Arts, Mr. Pat Corbett.
Thank you. It's my privilege to be here with Ms. Clark. So this award is awarded to one elementary art teacher in the entire state of Texas who has significantly contributed to the Texas Art Education Association and art education. Mrs. Clark has taught school for 31 years, with the last 17 as the art teacher at Bowen Elementary. Her classroom is her students' studio, where they are safe to explore, make mistakes, solve problems, and learn to grow their brain in all areas of their life, not just art. Ms. Clark has served as the district lead teacher for elementary art since 2010, where she has developed curriculum, mentored new teachers, led monthly collaborative meetings, and organized district-wide community events. She has also served as the Region 6 Texas Elementary Art Meet Director, the Visual Arts Scholastic Event Site Director, and the State Vase Helper. She is presented at the 2022 TAEA Summer Leadership Institute, and also at the 2023 National Art Educators Association Convention. We are fortunate to have Ms. Clark teach our students and happy to recognize her with the honor of being named the Texas Elementary Art Educator of the Year. Wow. It's very clear Ms. Clark loves art and she loves students.
Yay. Are those your bodyguards? Yeah. That's right. That is a huge deal. It's a big, yes.
I worked with her husband at the prison. Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Congratulations, Ms. Clark. Congratulations. Next, we will have our Director of Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Leslie Holcamp, and she will be recognizing the Stephen F. Austin Middle School Principal, Kimberly Miss G, for receiving the 2024 Texas ASCD Secondary Principal Curriculum Leadership Award.
Yeah, I'd like to point out a couple things. Number one, we had the State Teacher of the Year in Mr. Kuna, Region 6 Teacher of the Year, State Teacher of the Year. We had the Region 6, that was, I guess, 2 years ago. And then this last year, we had an elementary teacher that was Region 6 Teacher of the Year. We just introduced Ms. Clark, who is Art Teacher of the state of Texas, and we are going to introduce 2 amazing educators as well. And so Ms. G, Ms. Giesenschlag, is the principal of SFA, and she is the ASCDE Principal of the Year. It is one in the state of Texas. That's I never did that, so congratulations. It's amazing what she's able to accomplish. And so she was recognized this last Tuesday at the state level in Irving, Texas, and I can tell you firsthand what an amazing job she does. We've been blessed to have her in the district for a few years now. Started at MC Harris, went over to Rudder as the associate principal, and then she's been the principal of SFA for the last few years, for sure. Her focus on instruction is really second to none. She is in the classroom working with the instructional coaches, working with the teachers, and then drilling down to the students to make sure that they completely understand what's going on and the why behind everything. It's a privilege and an honor to work with her. And I know that she will has not only represented us well and will do so in the future. So congratulations on this outstanding award, Ms. G.
It really is an honor, but first, it is not just me. It is definitely a team approach. I couldn't do this without several of the people that Dr. Merrill named. First of all, the school board for even, and the superintendent, Dr. Merrill, for trusting me to be a principal. I don't take that job lightly at all. But between my admin team, counseling team, instructional coach team, Dr. Holtkamp and her coordinators, it's just not possible. But we do strive every day to make our instruction engaging at SFA, and we're starting to see the results, and I'm very proud to be the principal there. Proud of my staff and my students.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to recognize instructional coach Daniel De La Rosa for receiving the 2024 Texas ASCD Instructional Coaching Practices Award.
Yes, we are super excited to introduce Danny De La Rosa. He's been in the district his entire teaching career for 16 years. He's been an instructional coach for 8 years. And he is very gifted, a very gifted instructional coach. And he's recognized for his commitment to instruction, as well as he understands the science of teaching reading. The science of teaching everything. And he is a science coach. Throughout his career, he's leveraged his calm attitude. He's a very calm, caring, and encouraging person. He's known for that. He's able to connect to our teachers and improve instruction. We're super proud of him, and I'm super proud because I was at the conference on Tuesday in Irving, and he is the one instructional coach representing Bryan ISD at the state conference. So congratulations to Danny.
It's truly a family affair as well. His wife is an assistant principal at Johnson, so we're blessed to have the entire family working in the district.
Next, we will have our principal, Lane Boovin from Bryan High School, and Rachel Layton from Rudder High School. We will have a recognition of Bryan High School and Rudder High School for an heroic efforts.
Absolutely. Thank you. I think we're going to start with Bryan High School, then we'll transition to Rudder if we could. You know, as we think about all the celebrations, and we had a boardroom full of just family members and students and wonderful recognitions. A couple of months ago, we had situations that you pray never happen. And if they do happen, I'm thankful for individuals that we're going to introduce here and honor today, because obviously we celebrated academics, celebrated the wonderful accomplishments. At the same time, we're wanting to raise just incredible decision makers and wonderful humans. And so separately, we had two incidents that happened, one at Bryan High and one at Rudder, that we'd like to just take a moment to recognize and to celebrate and to truly thank for what they did. And so I'd invite Mr. Boobin to come up, just explain a little bit, and then we'd recognize those individuals.
Thank you. On September 5th, we had a substitute lose consciousness in a classroom. It fell out, and several students in that classroom took action and left immediately to go find Mr. Hines, assistant principal, and our school resource, one of our school resource officers, Officer Poland, and immediately assessed him, called for the nurses. They called for automatic external defibrillator, or AED, and I think I wasn't there. I was downstairs in the cafeteria at the time, but they were able to start chest compressions, deploy the AED. I don't think they actually used it, but if it weren't for the quick actions of these students in the classroom, to go find an administrator and an SRO, the outcome would not be as good. The substitute is back with us, recovered, and is back at Bryan High School substituting currently. And so if you were in that classroom that day, the students in here that were in that classroom that day, if you would come up, Mr. Hines, Officer Poland, if you would come up as well. Can't forget Coach Anthony Davis. He was the one who was next door and responded, was the first responder, and he was the one that started chest compressions and helped out greatly in this situation. So we could introduce the students. You want to introduce yourselves? Yeah, just state your name and your grade. Don't be shy.
Chris Delgado, and I'm ninth grade.
Angel Carano, I was ninth grade.
Cecilia Dowd, and I'm a ninth grader.
My name is Avion Milton, and I'm in ninth grade.
So the average age of those students are 16? That is amazing, just amazing.
Like I said, you never want anything like this to happen, but with incredible response from not only the students but our staff, a tragedy was truly averted. And then at the same time, we had a situation at Rudder. And we've asked Ms. Layton to come up to just explain a little bit, or Ms. Gray to come on up, who's a great partner of the district, just to say thank you. God truly intervened, to be completely honest with you, and we're so very, very thankful for the intervention. Thank you.
I just want to share some things with you. We do have our Everyday Life youth and our staff and our directors here. Would you please join me as I explain to the school board? We are Everyday Life Residential Treatment Center. We are a therapeutic home for children who need assistance, direction, structure. And this organization will be in Bryan in 2025 for 25 years. So we ask you to help us celebrate all the things that this group of young men and men have done. And they are all graduates of BISD, the owners. We have Dr. Cedric Payton, Director Wilson, another administrator, Eric Payton Jr., but I think he went to College Station. We have another director, Mr. Larry Payton, and also we have Mr. Rick Payton and all our youth who are supporting Mr. Rick Payton. And I'll let Ms. Latham tell you what's going on, but I just want you to know who we are, and thank you for supporting young people from throughout Texas who we house, that you have educated and make sure that they're well taken care of. Now, this particular day did happen August 22nd of this year. Tomorrow would make 2 months. And Ms. Latham, I'm going to tell you part of what happened and she pick it up. We throughout the day, our staff, we roll. Whenever schools call us, we have children in all from elementary through high school. So you can see that scenario. And when they call us, for some reason, sometimes I may be on 2 or 3 calls at one time. Elementary, you need this, you need this. So we run. This particular day, as usual, our staff member here, Mr. Rick Payton, first time I've seen him in 2 months, is that he went to take a student back to Davila. Then he was called to say, a student forgot an ID. He needs to get an ID or he has to pay. So he goes back, picks up an ID, drops it off at Rudder at 11:30. Being busy as we are, I apologize and I regret, it was like 2:30 that we realized Mr. Rick Payton had not made it back to campus. This is August 22nd, 100-degree weather, and I got a call, and the first thing I thought about is, I don't know, Mr. Andy Valadez is here. I called him Mr. Valadez, and I said, we're looking for a driver. One of our staff members, he has not reported back. He said, I'll go look. He says, better yet, let me get on the cameras. He looked at the cameras and found our car still out front about 2:30 that afternoon. And as a result of that, I'll let Ms. Lathan tell you what's going on, and then I would like to recognize all of her staff who stepped in to save a life that had been in a car since 11:30 to 2:30. Only God.
Yes, and so, you know, a little bit, this is going to be Rachel for a second. Sir, when God assembles a team to save your life, that is a miracle. And I know that day shook a lot of us. And so I'm happy to see you because I know, sir, you had a long road to recovery. So, first off. I mean, I'll say that, yes, it was a tough day. It's tough to see another human being in that condition. But to see him is glorious for us today. I know we kept calling you and checking on him, and it was hard on us to hear he was still in the hospital so long after that incident. But when you say God assembled a team, and when you know God assembles a team, it's because nobody questions it. When something's hard, and not one person that I'm about to talk about thought twice about this isn't my job, or I'm not going to go stand out in this 100-degree heat and do all the things that it's about to take. So Mr. Valdez, yes, answered the phone. And so sometimes if you know in and of itself with an admin, all right. So we see him, he comes out front. He immediately sees that he is in a grave condition. Calls for the nurse, calls for the SROs. We always love our SROs. They are so responsive at Rudder, and I know everywhere, but they are the quickest way for us to get an ambulance. And so, you know, I'm sitting in my office and I'm kind of like, that's a lot of traffic going on the radio, like, you know, kind of what's going on. And I look out front and there's officers and Valdez and they're opening a car. And I'm just kind of like, I think I'm gonna go out there and check. And then I see Andy, who is, you know, pretty stoic guy. He's got a little bit of look of panic on his face. And I come out and asking what's the deal, and we just need a nurse. And so I quickly assessed that this is a heat issue. He just honestly just was no longer even sweating. And so I immediately start contacting the nurse to bring out anything to cool the body down. I said, this is like a heat stroke, you know, please bring everything. And so she comes out with the ice, with the water. This time, Ms. Davis is also out there. We quickly realize as Nurse Acosta, which she's here too, correct? I haven't seen her. Over here. Can you guys all just come up? You're making me dizzy. So we quickly assess as she sees him that it's a grave condition. We need to get him into an air conditioned while we wait on the ambulance. So luckily our two officers, Ms. Davis runs in, gets the wheelchair, gets it out quickly. Our two officers who are also assessing his condition, you know, sternum rubbing, checking for pulses, all the things, helping get the ice packed on him, pick him up out of the car for us. We get him in the wheelchair, we get him inside and lay him down while we wait. And so at this time, you know, none of us really know why, like anything. And so I'm talking to Ms. Gray, I'm calling Mr. Payton, like we need a medical condition as the EMTs arrive. And at the same time, we do have admin inside watching cameras. And I think that when we all realized he'd been in that car for 100-degree heat for probably close to 3 hours, I think it's a miracle that he's with us. And so at this point, Nurse Acosta was just amazing, keeping him conscious, trying to lower his body temperature while we waited. And then Miss Davis and Mr. Valdez at that point at 2:30, if you've ever seen our front drive, getting people to move. And so they're out there getting cars to move, coning off the front while we wait on the ambulance. And so I just say at that point in time, like I said, we were cool, we were calm, an amazing team. Nobody said anything wasn't their job, and it would have been an easy moment to say it. And so I just thank all of them. We've all worked together for a long time, and we love Bryan ISD. And, you know, it's those days when we realize that what y'all have invested in us so that we can turn around and do these jobs and not only help our kids, but our community. And so thank you.
Dr. Payton and the staff, look, he wants to say the background. On behalf of Everyday Life, this was a very humanitarian effort And well, at first, the first responder type of effort, we want to say, and we have some young men from our agency, come on up. Would y'all get one of those bags? We thought about different things to say thank you, but we realized after they'd eaten a plate in about 30, 40, about 2 hours, they would have forgotten the dinner. And so we tried to do something that would be something that they can remember forever and ever. And we like to present to them. Okay, I'm gonna call out the name. Okay, you have, hold it, man. We have Laura Acosta, the nurse. Thank you.
If you can't tell, Miss Gray was a teacher in Bryan ISD for a gazillion years.
Bryan ISD, I retired in 2007, and one of the school board members, I'm gonna look down the front row, he was at Jane Lowe Middle School when I was a counselor. And guess what? We had the best Black History program ever. We had to do that program 3 times. He'll tell you what part he played. Okay. Oh, Mr. Andrew, Officer Andrew Poland, this is your second award today. I'm about to tell Chief Swartzlander what you up to. Thank you. Okay, guys. You ready? Call off the name. Who is it?
Rachel Layton.
Who is she? Principal? No principal. He said, oh, okay. No, he has. That's a good thing. Eric is ready to do his own name.
Mr. Andy Valdez.
Mr. Andy Valdez. He knows who that is. Got it? Okay.
And next we got Miss Ebony Davis.
Yeah. And one more. He wants to do that one too. You don't know? Okay. We have also Officer Charlie Thomas. And we want to say to all of you guys, thank you, and we all here to show, here he is, my man. Thank you. Oh, through it all, y'all, Dr. Merrill is just awesome. When he heard about that, before we knew it, when they got Mr. Payton, Rick, to the emergency room, his sister on the staff said, Miss Gray, I see a man here. I think he was at your house when your husband passed. And it was Dr. Merrill had made it to the ER to make sure everything was okay. We didn't, my ward gonna give you a hug.
I don't know.
All right. Okay, come on, sit.
I just want to, I don't have much to say. I just want to say that class of 91 rock, Brian High, and my teacher. I don't know if you remember me, you're my teacher.
Oh.
Class of 91.
As they get assembled for a picture, I think just a testimony to the type of campus and the administration and the staff is representative that the phone numbers that they have and they share, that if they didn't know each other and care about each other and invest in each other the way that they did, they wouldn't have the numbers and the relationships that they do. And that could have made all the difference in the world. And so I'm so appreciative for Ms. Layton and her entire staff for the way that they love this district, the way they love the kids, and the way that they invest in them. And it's just a small example of what they do on a regular basis.
And I think you're right, Dr. Merrill. Thank y'all so much. We're so proud of them, and it's just nice to see our BISD, actually, we're a family, and I think that gets overlooked. They do their job, they do it well, and we never hear about it. And so I'm very proud of everybody. Thank y'all.
This is wonderful. With all the things you hear about public schools now, something like this is just remarkable.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ms. Gray.
Thank you so much to Everyday Life. And Ms. Gray, I think Ms. Gray has told everyone in the state of Texas.
Good, good.
She truly has. I had so many phone calls about the wonderful deed that was done at Rudder, and everyone was so proud of our school.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, next we will move on to our superintendent update by Ms. Carabine.
Thank you, Ms. Benford. I believe Mr. Falls is going to pull up the slide deck and bring me the, here it is.
There it is.
There we go. What a great day to be in Bryan ISD. So many celebrations. It's a good problem to have when it's standing room only with the number of students and staff to be recognized. So I think Ms. Waller's comment is more than justified about public school and the great things happening. And in our family, we take care of each other for sure. Thank you, Mr. Falls. Oh, we're frozen. Okay, as he gets the slide deck working, on the first slide, we have several things that have been happening in October. This is always a challenge to narrow the focus, especially tonight, after celebrating all the academics and the heroic efforts of our students. But on the slide, you'll see that we are in full throttle right now with football. Friday night lights are alive and well. Rudder High School's homecoming is this Friday night. Bryan's on the road. We also have in this first photo, if you can imagine when he gets back on the screen, there's going to be a photo of Miss PBJ's effort with her VCOT. She held the first ever intermediate summit. We had hundreds of students in this very boardroom talking about how to kick out tobacco. We know that that message cannot start in high school. It starts in elementary and intermediate, so we're proud of her effort and all the students that joined forces with her. We also have on the first slide, once it pops up, teachers from Navarro, from their fall festival. We have a photo of one of the many examples of celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month and a family and community engagement. Mr. Falls is having great difficulty back there. Do you want to phone a friend? Dr. Ibarra, maybe phone a friend? We're getting closer. There we go. Okay, moving on. October is Principal Appreciation Month. And you can see from tonight the great things happening in our district do not happen by chance. We are taking the opportunity each day in October to post something on social media about each one of our principals. And you can tell when you see all the parents and the staff and the students make comments and they like it and they share it, just very publicly talking about our principals and how they are the heart of all schools. We appreciate them and we actually celebrate them every day, 24/7, 365. Moving on. There's a lot more to celebrate, not just Friday Night Lights, but it's competition season for our bands. And I'm pleased to share with you that the Rudder Regiment, the band at Rudder, earned all ones, which is the highest rating for the first time in school history.
Wow.
Congratulations to the Rudder High School Band. This superior rating has qualified them to advance to the UIL Area E 5A Marching Band Contest, which will be in Channelview on October 26th. Again, first time in the history of the school. And not for the first time, but reoccurring, congratulations to the Bryan High School Viking Band, also receiving a superior rating. They will now compete in the UIL Area D 6A Marching Contest, which is in San Antonio on November 2nd. Congratulations for all the hard work. Coming before school started, talking about 100-degree heat. They are out on the pavement marching when the heat is unbearable, but hard work pays off every single time. Also celebrating this month, we have gathered all of the student ambassadors from both high schools. We took them to Legends Event Center and we kicked off the year with professional learning and training and team building. And this group of hundreds of kids have committed to enhance their efforts to serve and give back to our community. So we're so proud of the student ambassadors. They are probably the most in-demand group of kids out there as far as serving not only their schools, but the district and now the community at large. So we continue to be very proud of their work. And speaking of community service, the current and former Branch Elementary Bears answered the call. They put out an all call to any students on fall break during their time off to come up to the school to help work on their fall garden. So you can see the turnout was tremendous. High school kids that went to Branch Elementary showed up as well to help the staff get everything in order to plant their fall garden. So we're super proud of our kids giving back. Save the date, November 7th, for the second annual Next Step. We had this for the first time ever last year. We hosted it at Sadbury, targeting intermediate students to learn about the resources afforded to our kids, not only in the district, but in our community. This was an expansion to Read by Third, just making sure that our kids and our families are equipped. So this year, it's going to be bigger than ever. Last year was standing room only, but this year we've joined forces with Amazon Prime Air and the Office for Youth Engagement at Texas A&M University. They found out about what we were doing and they wanted to be a partner in this effort, and they are sponsoring for the first 400 students to attend will receive 3 free books at the book fair held that night. So again, this is a great night, dinner, books, resources, door prizes. Thank you. You can't put a price tag on the resources and the family and community engagement. So we're so proud of the next step in the effort. So again, save the date for November 2nd, second annual, again, hosted at Sadbury Intermediate School. And finally, another save the date. We're pleased to announce another terrific idea for family and community engagement. Last year, we had a tremendous amount of effort with middle school and high school, and now we're deepening that opportunity to bring it down to elementary, because we know how important it is to engage our families at the elementary level. So we're having the first annual Dancing Under the Stars at Merrill Green Stadium in the parking lot on Saturday, November 9th from 7:30 to 9:30. We're going to have food trucks and photo booths, and Dr. Merrill spearheaded this effort. He worked with the PE teachers at each elementary to teach the kids line dancing. So there will be a DJ, lots of fun for the family. Again, this is for intermediate and intermediate school. So bring a lawn chair, join in on the fun. And again, just another great example of our family and community engagement and our commitment to partnering with our families while supporting our students. So just a great time in Bryan ISD. We're so proud of what happened here in the boardroom tonight. It's the perfect example of the great things happening across our entire district. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ms. Carabine. Next, we will have our standing committees. First will be our Finance Committee update by Mr. Gonzalez.
Oh, thank you. Got here late. Thank y'all for allowing me to come in late. We met, I'm trying to remember now. I guess we have it on here. Sorry, guys. We are working on the 2024 financial audit. Mr. Besaw worked on that. The committee discussed the status of the 2024 financial audit, and a timeline for the presentation was presented. And then we also talked about our TASB pay system. The committee discussed the status and timeline of the TASB pay system review. So we're just plugging along and trying to get everything worked out, and we'll get there. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez. Next, we'll have our Executive Committee update by Mr. Stasny.
We met on October 9th, Dr. Harlan, Ms. Benford, and myself, and Ginger Carabine, and Kevin Besaw. We did talk a little more about the audit, and everything I think is looking good. We'll get, I'm sure, more information on that later on. We also talked about trying to get as much out of our Team of 8 training as possible, and they're going to look for ways to make it a little more meaningful even than it has been in the past, with some covering as many issues as we can and in the time allowed, knowing that we all are busy folks. So that's to be determined as I think exactly what we're going to do, but it will be on November 14th, and Orrin Moore will be helping us with that.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Stasny. Citizens may make comments about topics relevant to district business. Topics should be limited to 3 minutes. Comments concerning specific students or personnel will be heard in closed session. Ms. Lee, do we have any comments? No. Thank you. With having no comments, we will move into our consent agenda items. And I'd like to remind each board member that any item can be removed from the consent agenda if necessary. If there being none, I will entertain a motion at this time.
I move approval of all the items listed on the consent agenda.
Second.
It has been moved by Mr. Gonzalez and seconded by Ms. Waller to approve all the items listed on the consent agenda. All in favor?
It was actually, sorry.
Mr. McCall.
Mr.
Mark,
McCall.
I'm sorry.
You can take
Mr. McCall.
Just make sure the record's correct.
And seconded by Ms. Waller.
Yes, ma'am.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. We will now go into our items for discussion and/or action on our regular agenda. The first one will be consider approval of a resolution approving the 2024 assets, property value, and property tax levy. Our presenter will be our Assistant Superintendent of Business Services, Mr. Besaw.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. Tonight is the final step of a process that we started back really at the beginning of the year, but we went through the process of adopting our budget. The board approved in June of 2024, and then tonight, now the Brazos Central Appraisal District sets the values for the properties in the district. We received those values finalized in July. We submit those values to the Texas Education Agency, who turns around and assigns us the maintenance and operations tax rate to use at that time. The board then, we bring that forward, the board then approved that tax rate in September, and we provide that to the tax assessor collector. She takes the values that are coming from the appraisal district, certifies those values, the assessed amount on there, and then utilizes the tax rate that the board had adopted to set the tax levy that will be distributed for the year. Once this is approved, if the board approves this tonight, then the tax assessor will go ahead, issue the statements and distribute those out to the taxpayers and collect the taxes on behalf of the district.
I move approval of the attached resolution approving the 2024 property tax levy for the Bryan Independent School District at $120,891,504.95 as presented.
Second.
Now, who was that?
That was me. That was,
Okay.
it's ventriloquism going on over here.
Okay. Y'all sounding too much alike down there tonight. Trying to trip me up. Okay, a motion was made by Mr. Stasny and seconded by Mr. Gonzalez to approve the attached resolution approving the 2024 property tax levy for the Bryan Independent School District as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The motion passes. Thank you. Now we will move into local governance. We will consider approval of the year-end reports of the Board of Trustees continuing education requirements. So, October 21st, 2024, report on school board continuing education. Receive year-end report of Bryan Board of Trustees continuing education. Senate Bill 1566, passed in the 85th legislative session, has brought about a significant change in our reporting process. It amended TEC Section 11.159, Section B, shifting the reporting of board training hours from the last regular meeting of the calendar year to the last meeting held before an election of trustees. This change underscores our commitment to staying abreast of legislative updates. The minutes will now reflect whether each trustee has met or is deficient in meeting the training required for the trustees as of the first anniversary of the date of the trustee's election or appointment. All 7 of the Bryan ISD trustees have met or exceeded the required hours of continuing education as of the anniversary date of each board member's election or appointment to the Bryan ISD Board of Trustees in the following areas: cybersecurity, team building, State Board of Education school safety, evaluating and improving student outcome, sex abuse, human trafficking, and other maltreatment of children, child abuse prevention, Texas Education Code, and additional training hours. So now, if you've heard the report, I will entertain a motion.
Ms. Benford, this is Leo Gonzalez. I move to approve the year-end report of the Board of Trustees of the first anniversary of the date of the trustees' election or appointment.
It's Ms. Waller, I second that motion.
Before we vote, this is Mr. McCall. I just want to point out that you said met or exceeded, which is what was written there, but everybody exceeded training. And
Yes.
that's
Sounds
that's
better, doesn't it?
really important for a board to make that commitment to training.
Thank you, Mr. McCall.
It's, the training, I mean, I've been in the business a gazillion years, and this training teaches me something new every time. It's very up to date. It teaches us, a lot of times when parents ask us questions, this is the information we know about. It's the federal laws, state laws. Of course, we learn our district things here, but, you know, we have to study the legislature and what they are going to do and what they're not going to do. And this is a place that we learn a lot about that, and we hear it straight from the mouth of the legislatures and the commissioner. Not that we always agree with it, but we can say we've heard it and we know it, and and it's just really important training. So I just want to stress that it's not just something you read online while you're watching the news and you keep clicking forward and take the test and it's over.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever done that, but this is really, really good training.
Well, after the meeting, would you explain school finance to me?
Thank you.
She can explain it, she needs to fix it.
Thank you. Thank you all for those comments. That's so true. So the motion was made by Mr. Gonzalez, seconded by Ms. Waller, to approve the year-end report of the Board of Trustees, continuing education requirements as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The motion passes. The board will now convene in closed session to discuss the following items as allowed by the Texas Government Code, Chapter 551.074, 551.0821, 551.071, and 551.087. No voting will take place in the closed session. Any action the board wishes to take as a result of discussion in closed session will occur after the board reconvenes in the opening meeting. The time is now 7:22. board reconvened in open session at 8:48 PM. No action was taken in closed session.
So do I start it?
Nope.
Or you want to see mine?
First item is we'll consider approval of the recommendation for the Executive Director of Human Resources.
Hang on, it's coming. Yay.
I'll entertain a motion at this time.
Motion, I approve. I move approval of Tommy Roberts as the Executive Director of Human Resources.
Second.
Motion was made by Ms. Waller and seconded by Mr. McCall to approve Tommy Roberts as the Executive Director of Human Resources. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Congratulations to Mr. Roberts.
Woo-hoo.
Next would be consider approval of the recommendation for the Executive Director of Maintenance and Operation. I'll entertain a motion at this time.
I move approval of, is it Walter?
Warren.
Well, one of those Lambier brothers. Warren Lambier as the Executive Director of Maintenance and Operations. Second.
Motion made by Mr. Stasny, second by Mr. Bryan, to improve Mr. Warren Lambier as the Executive Director of Maintenance and Operations. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Congratulations, Mr. Warren Lambier. Lambier.
Congratulations,
You tell-
sir.
Congratulations, Mr. Warren.
I hope we get the right guy.
Yeah, we hired the wrong guy.
I hope the right one shows up.
Hi, Lauren.
Wait till we do the next one.
Third is consider approval of the recommendation for the Deputy Superintendent. I'll entertain a motion at this time.
I was just going to sit here for a second to see what he does. Okay. I am happy to move approval of Brian Merrill as the Deputy Superintendent.
Second.
We're going to give that to Mr. Bryan tonight. I move approve. Motion was made by Mr. Gonzalez,
Yes, ma'am.
seconded by Mr. Bryan, to approve Mr. Brian Merle as the Deputy Superintendent. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Congratulations to Dr. Merle. There being no further business at this time, the meeting is now adjourned at 8:51 PM.